evening, everybody. Here we are, we're about to start our first tutorial on your freeform knitting and crochet class. If you've all taken the time to read the original notes that I posted a couple of nights ago, you will have gathered up as much supplies as you possibly could. You'll need your hooks, a good variety of sizes, because I'm assuming that you've gathered all kinds of yarns and wools. We will then need a tape measure. You'll need some scissors, anything that you normally associate with the use of your yarns. Have them ready to go each week, and if you want to follow along you can, but just remember, work at your own pace, slow it down, stop and rewind as often as you need. Okay, let's talk about publications. There are lots of books on the market today for freeform, knitting, crochet, combined or separately. There's also oodles of information on the internet, and I think most of us now would take the internet as our first step in looking up something. It's great to have these beautiful books in your possession, but it's not necessary. With the internet today, feel free to just, so we say, go in the back door and have a look around. See what you can find for your own information. But I've got a few out today just so you can see some of the names that you might be looking for. We've got Prudence Mapstone. Okay, Jenny Dowd has quite a few. Okay, and another name that is really big in the world of freeform is Margaret Hubert. Now, in the world of freeform, you don't have to only have knitting and crochet. Sorry about the phone call, ladies. Someone always rings in the wrong time. We have Fibre Art Montage by Judith Baker Montano. She's mostly into crazy patch in the world of quilting, but we can take those embroidery stitches and things like that and embellish our work. So don't overlook your embroidery books that you may have at home. You can use all of that. Felting, everything can be used in freeform. Okay, I'd just like to put these away for a second, and I will give you a few insights now, a little glimpse of some things that we might be looking at. And if my camera person can hone in on the book at the far back, very good. That is something that I'm going to offer up as a gift at the end of our lessons course, and we might run a little exhibition of what you've all created at the end of it. So bear in mind all the little pieces that you're going to try out through the course. You might end up with a nice book as a prize. Okay, more on that as we get through the courses. Okay, I have something here just to show you. This is going to be, some of you might know that I do dolls, and here in Claremont we have a lagoon, and my aim is to do another witch that I did many years ago, but this time I want my witch coming out of the lagoon to have this as a cape around her, like she's collected all the rubbish and flowers and leaves and that from the lagoon have stuck to her cape. So this is what I've been working on periodically. One day I'll get back to it and finish it and then show you all. But take a notice as you're having a look around, all the bibs and bobs that I've put in here. Beading, these are meant to represent dewdrops. So there's lots of things that you have in your work basket or bags, all those plastic bags you have filled with all your forgotten projects may come in handy. How many leaves have you had a go at? You've probably got oodles sitting around. We're going to do some of these, grub stitch, bullion stitch, whatever world you come from, that's what we're going to be having a go at through the course. So pick up any leftovers that you have. If you've done knitting and you've tried some samples from time to time, trying out stitches, all of those pieces can now be gathered and we can incorporate them in your work of art in this course. Nothing can be thrown away. Whatever you think is ugly and hideous will have a new breath of life when we finish this course. Okay, so put that one away. Now, I'm going to do this course. Each one tutorial will have 1 or 2 videos to it, okay, so that we don't clog up the time as we're downloading. With Freeform, we can do it in many different ways of putting it together. This is a solid piece, just a cheap old pencil case. Now that could be a tin, it could be a cake tin, it could be a suitcase, it can be anything solid. If you're looking to revamp something old, Freeform's great for doing that, and I'll show you how we go about applying it and putting it together. The other way is if you have dressmaking skills and you want to do a dress or something, or maybe a shirt. I'll get into that in our second lesson, how to cut that out. Just bear with me a second. For those who wish to make a handbag, we can get all of these supplies at most Spotlight stores or craft stores. They're very easy to find. These are mesh bases. Okay, this will give us the form of a handbag, and I will show you how to put that together as we go along. We're not going to worry about that in this first lesson. This first lesson is about having a go and collecting as many pieces as you can and giving you a week to come up with a few more pieces as we start to learn different techniques and putting them together. But back to the baskets, if that's what someone wants to do. There's lots of different styles at Spotlight or anywhere like that, so check them out. You can also buy ready-made handles that we can leave as they are or crochet over to put on the bag when it's done. So lots of opportunities to use things that you might have already bought. If you have a ready bought cheap, there's my needle, cheap bag such as this, which was already crocheted in raffia, and it's fully lined, all ready to go. So if you have Hessian bags, something like that you might have picked up from a hardware store, these things can be decorated and covered up and no one would ever know what's inside when it's finished. This one is not finished. I'm still working on it, but you can see in here how I've covered the surface. Okay, eventually this will all be covered and you will not know when it's finished that there is Hessian, that there was raffia underneath it, sorry. Okay, now while I've got that up here, we'll talk about the different threads. I've been asked and messaged by a lot of people as to what kind of threads do we use or yarns do we use. We use anything and everything that we can possibly lay our hands on. The more you have in it, the more interesting it is to look at and grabs people's attention. We can work in all the one ply, we could work in all the one colour. That's perfectly acceptable too. It's about creating textures. But when you add all these beautiful, interesting things that we all buy and then don't know what to work with, they come up beautifully in Freeform. I'll just grab another lot of stuff here to show you.